Hello English learners, my name is Matar. Welcome to Let's Learn English. In this video with grade 11 students, let's learn theme 2, unit 2. Theme 2 talks about those teenage things. Unit 2, teens and adults. The aims of this unit is to review ways of differentiating between uses of past simple and past continuous verb forms. Then, also in this unit, you are going to learn some vocabulary related to teens' life. Now let's move on to activity 1 in groups. Read and discuss the questions below. A, B, and C. In A and B, students are going to discuss the reasons why there might be a communication breakdown between them and their parents. This usually happens because of misunderstanding between them. One common teenage complaint is that my parents don't understand me. Teenagers often suffer from mood swings, which makes life at home difficult sometimes. On their side, parents are worried and confused about the change they see taking place in their children, especially if they have never had to deal with teenagers before. For example, sometimes a child who always very talkative and open becomes silent and withdrawn. Regarding question C, this one, it can be easier for a teen if their parents have already been through the teenage experience with an older brother or sister. On the other hand, some teens complain their parents compare them unfavorably to old siblings and they can't seem to do anything right. Now let's move on to activity 2. In activity 2, teachers as well as parents worry about teenage behavior. Read the dialogue between Mr. Hamid and English teacher Nasser, a 17-year-old student. Have you or has anyone you know been in a similar situation? Nasser, you wanted to see me, Mr. Hamid. Mr. Hamid, yes, Nasser, I did. What was wrong with you in class today? Nasser, what do you mean? Mr. Hamid, you were falling asleep in my lesson. You weren't paying attention to my questions. When I looked at you, I saw that your eyes were closing and you were snoring too. Nasser, no, really, Mr. Hamid, Mr. Hamid, what time did you go to bed last night? Nasser, 10 o'clock. I did my homework, then I watched a bit of television, then I went to bed. Mr. Hamid, suspiciously, did you go to sleep straight away? Nasser. Well, no, not exactly. I was working online, then I chatted to one or two friends. Mr. Hamid, in other words, you were chatting on the internet all night. What time did you really go to sleep? Nasser, um, 2:30, I think. No, 3, Mr. Hamid. So that's why you are so tired today. Now listen to me, Nasser. You can't go on like this. You need to get more sleep. You've got exams soon. Don't let this happen again. Now you could think about this question. Have you or has anyone you know been in a similar situation? Let's answer this question. And now, my dear students, we've reached the grammar recall, past simple and past continuous. So, the use of the past simple is to describe a completed action in the past. And don't forget the form of the past simple. We have got regular verbs and irregular verbs. Regular verbs, it has got a rule, which is to add d or ed or ied to the verb, whereas the irregular verb, they have no rule. You have to memorize it, like cut, 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 the past participle, or fly, flew, or go, went. Okay? All these verbs are in the past simple tense. Now, the use of the past continuous. The use of the past continuous. It describes an ongoing activity in the past. It means this activity took time in the past, or something that was happening in the past when another action happened, or when another action interrupted it. Now let us read these sentences and match them to the uses of past simple or past continuous. 1. I was doing my homework when my friend knocked on the door. I was doing my homework. This is a long action, happened in the past. It took time, maybe half an hour, 2 hours. Okay, so this was a long action happened in the past. Then this action was interrupted by another one, the past simple, which is a friend knocked on the door. So we can match this one with the use C. Number 2, in March 2009, Oman won the Gulf Cup. So which one we are going to match? It is, yes, one is the past of win. So this is the past simple. In A, this is a completed action happened in the past, so it is a past simple tense. Number 3, she was wearing a lovely pink dress and silver shoes. So this is an ongoing activity in the past. Now let's move on to the next activity. Now, my dear students, try to read this activity, activity 3, find examples of the past simple and past continuous in the dialogue between Mr. Hamid and Nasser in activity 2. Then read the sentences below and choose the best form of the verb in each. Now you got time, pause the video and try to answer these questions. Then let's go back and check our answers. Okay, very good. Now let's answer these questions. A. We were having or had dinner when there was a power cut. We were having or had dinner when there was a power cut. Yes, very good. The answer is were having. Who knows why? Yes, well done. Because we were having dinner, it means this was a long action happened in the past. It took time to have dinner, and another action interrupted this one, which is there was a power cut. Let's turn to B. J.K. Rowling taught English before the Harry Potter books. So you have got two actions, okay, or two completed actions in the past. So we use both of them past simples. So here we have got taught, the past of teach, and wrote, the past of write, because they are two completed actions in the past. C. When I first lived abroad, I experienced or was experiencing many problems. Yes, very good. The answer will be I experienced many problems. D. What were you doing or did you do at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon? I was drinking or drank coffee with my friends. So the first one will be what? Very good. Were you doing? Because here we identify the time. We said at 4 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They are like keywords for the past continuous tense. So the verb was or were plus verb ing. The answer will be the same in the past continuous. I was drinking coffee with my friends. The last one is the film was so boring that I almost fell or was falling asleep. So this was a complete action happened in the past. We are going to use well done, the past simple. Fell. Fell is the past simple of fall. Now let's turn to the next activity. And now, my dear students, let's practice what we have learned so far. Open your workbooks, theme 2, unit 2, teens and adults. What can you see in this picture? Yes, very good. As you see in this picture, you have got a teenager, this person. He looks sad, and also the parents, father and mother. And this situation, maybe we have mentioned before, the communication breakdown between parents and the teenager. There might be misunderstanding between parents and this teenager. Now, let's read this question. Read the words in the column on the left of the page and check the meanings in your dictionary. Fill in the blanks in the sentences with one word in each gap. Then read the sentences again and discuss the views expressed. Are they things which you or your parents might say? Yes, very good. For this activity, teenagers talking about parents. Read this activity. Try to fill in the blanks using these words. Then let's go back and check our answers. Now let's answer these questions. The first one, they are always of me, as if I am up to no good. They don't trust me at all. So the first word, it could be or it is suspicious. So they are always suspicious. It means they doubt if the teenager could tell the truth or tell lies. This is for the first one. So we finished this word. Let's turn to number 2. When I want to go out, they, me. Where are you going? Who are you going with? What time will you be back? These questions, or when you ask someone some questions, it means interrogate. So the second one, it will be interrogate. When you keep asking someone some questions. Number 3, they are always me to my older sister. She is perfect. I'm not. So the answer gonna be comparing. Number 4, they are so of me all the time. I can't seem to do anything right. So the answer will be critical. They are so critical. Critical here means they do not accept his actions or things he does. So they are so critical of me all the time. I can't seem to do anything right. Then, and now number 5, she used to be so sweet, but now she is always bad-tempered and, yes, and moody. Okay? Number 6, he is to his computer. He even eats in front of it. So he's glued. When someone is sitting all the time doing something, we say he's glued to this thing. Number 7, we've always been a close family, but now she, me, her own mother, as if I am a stranger. So now she treats. There are some of the teenagers complain. We have got number 8. He leaves his clothes lying all over the floor. So this person is untidy. Okay, we finished parents talking about teenagers. Now let's move on to the next activity. And now, my dear students, you are going to listen to the first part of a conversation between Carol Brown and her friend Sally. Carol is talking about her teenage daughter Jane. After listening, write the answer to the questions on the line beside the question. Then do part B of the activity.
Theme 2. Listening 2.2.1.
I'm really worried about Jane.
Oh dear, what's the problem?
Well, last night she was upstairs in her room. I went up to ask her to come down to dinner. I knocked on her door, but she didn't hear me. So I went inside. There was an awful smell in her room.
What kind of smell?
Cigarettes.
No. Was Jane smoking?
No, she wasn't. She was sitting on her bed reading a book, but then I noticed something under her bed. I bent down and picked it up.
What was it?
An empty packet of cigarettes.
How shocking.
I know. I'm so worried. I don't want Jane to start smoking. She's only 16.
And now, my dear students, pause the video. Try to answer these questions. Then let's go back and check your answers. Okay, now let us check our answers. And now let's listen to part 2.
Listening 2.2.2. What did you do? Did you freak out?
No, I tried to keep calm. I said, Jane, are these your cigarettes? And she said, yes. So then I said, but Jane, why are you smoking? Don't you know it's bad for you?
What did she say?
She said, yes, Mum, I know it's a bad habit, but smoking is so cool. And besides, all my friends smoke. I want to be like them.
Oh dear. What did you tell her?
I gave her 3 good reasons why she shouldn't smoke. I said that firstly, smoking is a major cause of cancer and other diseases. Secondly, it will spoil her good looks. Her teeth will turn yellow and her breath will smell. And thirdly, I told her she'll never get a husband if she smokes.
Did she pay any attention?
Well, yes, she did. She said she was sorry. And then she said, you're right, Mum. I'm going to stop smoking.
And now, my dear students, did you know the answers? Pause the video, try to answer these questions, then let's go back and check your answers. Yes, here is the answers to your questions. Yes, again, here are the answers to the questions. Number 1, reasons that Jane likes smoking. She mentioned, or she told her mother that smoking is so cool. She also told her, all my friends smoke. Reasons why Jane shouldn't smoke according to Carol. Smoking could cause major smoking is a major cause of cancer and other diseases. It also spoil your good look, and she also told her that she will never get a husband. We finished activity 2. Now let's move on to activity 3. In activity 3, Jane is talking to a friend the next day. Complete her story by putting each verb in brackets into the past simple or past continuous form. So here we are going to practice what we have learned so far about past simple and past continuous. Now you can pause the video, try to answer these questions, then let's go back and check our answers. And now let me read the answers for you. The first one, happened. The verb is in the past simple. Number 2, caught. The past of catch, catch, caught. Then sit will be in the past continuous, was sitting. Then come is gonna be came, the past simple. Ask, asked. Answer, answered. Say, gonna be so, past simple. Here this say, said. Here this question will be in the past continuous form. What were you doing? So here you have got yes or no question using the past continuous form. Were you smoking? Were you smoking? Now as homework, Try to read and answer activity 4.